listening to his grandmother's story about the little boy who loves shiny things, Ozobia decided it was time he apologized to his mother. So he went to her, knelt down in front of her, and apologized. Please, I'm sorry for thinking that you and Dad are bossy. I think I understand better now. And I'm really very sorry for the times I did not listen to you. He hugged his mom tight, and a tear rolled down his mom's cheek. But she quickly cleaned it up, not wanting him to see it. She was glad that Grandma had come to speak with him. Ozobia is their only child, having lost a child many years before he came. Hence the name Ozobia, a prayer which means, may another one come. Ozobia hugged her even tighter, as if reading her emotions. All right. It's time to go to bed now. Tomorrow is a school day, remember? Mom said, breaking the silence. Not yet, Mom. Grandma tells awesome stories. And I remember you bragging that you can tell better stories than Grandma. Isn't it, Mom? Can you please tell me a story? He asked with a puppy look. You know that kind of look you can never say no to. Okay. All right. I will tell you a story. But first, you must hurry down to your room. I'll be with you shortly. Ozobia left the sitting room immediately. Mom turned off the TV and switched off the lights. He was already in bed by the time she came in. So are you ready for my story? Of course, Mom. Once upon a time, Mom began, there was a village called Amala, which was terrorized by an evil river king. For so many years, the villagers had known no peace. The sea king would come to the surface almost every day, snatching away an unfortunate soul who either came to the river to swim or wash their clothes. The villagers had tried everything they could to stop the sea king, but nothing worked. The villagers lived in constant fear of losing one of their own. It was such a painful experience, and there was nothing they could do about this, because the river was their only source of water. One day, the leaders of the different communities that make up the village had a meeting and decided to summon the evil sea king. They had a meeting with the sea king that lasted through the night, and finally were forced to make a very difficult choice: to enter into an agreement with the wicked sea king. The terms of the agreement were that the sea king would only surface on every 8th market day and could take anyone who approached the river, as many as he wanted on that day. Now there was something else. The community leaders must find a way to keep their people away from the river on those days without making this agreement known to anyone in the village, and definitely not to strangers. They were to seal this agreement with the palm of their hands hitting the ground 3 times. Desperate for a solution, the community leaders agreed to this. They came up with an idea and sent the town crier to go to the different communities to deliver an important message. The town crier waited until it was evening, when it was certain that everyone was back home from wherever they had gone to. He beat his gong and announced, "Listen if you have ears, and tell others who may not have. Henceforth, the elders and the heads of the village have decided that it is a taboo for anyone in this village to go to the river on every 8th market day. Onye nwere ntị, ya nụnụ o." The villagers were caught by the tone of this particular message. It came with so much authority and doom, and so no one wanted to be the scapegoat. Years passed, and this seemed to work to some extent. One day, a young girl from another village found herself on a very long journey with her mother to visit her maternal family. Her name was OLAEDO, a little girl who possessed supernatural powers right from birth. Unknown to them, their route took them near the village plagued by the evil sea king. And having been on this long journey under the scorching sun, OLAEDO and her mother were tired and thirsty. They decided to stop by the riverbank to quench their thirst and freshen up. As they approached the river, OLAEDO felt uncomfortable. Something about that place was strange and strong too. She could not figure out what it was, but it felt really strange. But they needed to drink water anyway. As they stepped into the river and bent over to drink, a sudden chilling mist enveloped the area. A big ripple began to form on the water, and the voice echoed through the air. "How dare you break the agreement?" the Sea King thundered. "Were you not told to stay away from the river on this day? Now prepare to face the consequences." OLAEDO realized why she felt uncomfortable. The water rose aggressively, but OLAEDO immediately summoned the divine shield to protect them. She was filled with courage and determination and refused to succumb to fear. The water roared, and the great wind shook everything around them. But she stood her ground, her hands pushing forward. She looked directly into the Sea King's eyes as he appeared in the water and repeated, "We are not bound by your agreement. Let us go." Enraged by her resistance, the Sea King plunged towards OLAEDO and her mother, ready to claim their lives. However, OLAEDO summoned her powers, creating a protective barrier around them. With each attack from the Sea King, her barrier grew stronger and stronger, pushing the Sea King back. A fierce power play began between OLAEDO and the evil Sea King. Some villagers in their farms around the river area were attracted by the unusual noise. Realizing the commotion, they cautiously approached the riverbank, watching in awe as OLAEDO battled the evil Sea King. Hope filled their hearts for the first time in ages. They began to cheer OLAEDO, drawn to the collective strength of the villagers. Her power grew stronger. With a final surge of energy, she redirected the Sea King's attack back onto himself, weakening him. Sensing his imminent defeat, the Sea King retreated into the depths of the river, vowing never to terrorize the village again. The community erupted in joyous celebration, hailing OLAEDO as their savior. And thus, the tale of OLAEDO, the courageous and enchanting young girl defeating the evil Sea King, is passed down through the generations. The end. Wow! Mom, you are incredible! I love the story. And there are so many things to learn from it. Yes, there are so many things to learn from it, Ozobia. And one thing I really want you to learn is that even one person can make a big difference. The end.
It's story time with Kody.